You're listening to the Chronicles-of-Livin-podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop on the road of life. You can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. You switching to gear. Let's go as we climb up the hill. Don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working. It's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady. Don't watch the clock go round, cycle.
Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How's everybody doing on Let's Talk Sunday? This is Adionne, and today's topic is, who are you proving yourself to? Think about that for a second. I'll be right back.
We are learning, always turning later. Cannot stop the time. Always merging into lanes that better suit us as we ride. Switch it up. Switching to gear, let's go. As we climb up the hill, don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working, it's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock go round.
As I said, this is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, us extra ordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can. And today's topic is, who are you proving yourself to? I mean, I haven't had time to write notes today. And first off, I want to apologize to y'all for not being live last week, but due to the fact that I was in the process of publishing my second book, Transform Your Life, Discover Your Purpose. I think that's a good enough reason. So I want to start off by saying that, guys, go out there, pick up the books, 2 books. If you're just joining in for the first time, welcome. This show is about me going through the experiences that I've had, that I've watched other people have, that I've had conversations about with other people, that has helped them to get to their journeys, their obstacles, their struggles, just things to help us all get along day to day and really discover who we really are and start walking in our true purpose in life and start really dusting off those dreams, those visions, those goals, and going after them with all of our heart, no matter what. But first, we have to clean ourselves up. First, we have to get the junk out of our trunk, get the chaos out of our household, get the chaos out of our heads, our minds, our souls, our spirit, so that we can walk in our dreams and our visions and our goals with excellence, with success, And when we see things coming our way, we'll be able to deal with it in a graceful way. That is what this show is about, okay? We all were born with dreams, visions, goals, imagination, talents, gifts. Some of us have never located them, and some of us have. Some of us just stop talking about what we want to be because adults told us we couldn't, Our loved ones told us we couldn't. So when you were young, you talked about being this and being that, but that one person, two people, three people kept saying, no, you can't be that, or no, you can't do that. Or maybe you got older and life got in the way, or responsibilities. Sometimes if you're born into a family with a lot of siblings and maybe you're the oldest, maybe your imagination just kind of went dim because you had more responsibility on you at a young age. So there are so many reasons why we lose sight of our dreams and our goals and our visions. And so therefore, this is why I took the time out to work on these books and to have them available for you. And they're both available right now on Amazon.com. One is the 90-Day Visionary Dreamer Journal. It is a 90-day journal that you do, and it has everything in it from making sure you have your finances in order, tasks, goals, everything to track yourself, things that you can do to look at you, to see your progress, to see how you feel, to write your thoughts down, and to transform your life, find your purpose, is actually an activity workbook. So they are a part of a 3-part series that is called Visionary Dreamer's Life. And the third book will be out. I'm working on it to get it out by the end of this year, which is very soon. But if you've been listening to the past shows, I called myself trying to put them all out at the same time. But, that didn't happen. But nevertheless, they are coming out. And it's not because I wrote these books, but a lot of people would ask me, how do I get things done? How is it that I can just bust out of nowhere and write a book and publish it myself? How did I know how to do that? How did I figure out how to put a podcast together? How did I figure out how to make websites? And these are the things that I did to get to these goals, to make these dreams become a reality. The way I formatted the books for you, the journal and the workbook, are the things that I did for myself, are the questions that I asked myself, are the activities that I did with myself to help me become a better individual. And I'm still a work in progress, but to help me to release a lot of shame and unforgiveness and doubt and disappointment, all of those things. That is what these 2 books, if you take it serious and you invest in yourself and invest the time in yourself, trust me, they will help you. They will help you. So this is why this topic today is so relevant of who are you proving yourself to? So as I said in the summary, some of us, we get caught up basically, going through life, and at one point or another, maybe we started feeling incompetent, and that means basically that for some reason you just stopped thinking that you had the necessary skills to do something successfully. That's what incompetent means, and it can happen. It's happened to me at a time or another throughout my life. And so when it happens to you, you can get caught up in proving yourself. You think that sometimes you're doing it and you don't even realize it. You're trying to prove yourself to people that are not even important. You're just, sometimes it can turn into you being a yes person where everything is yes when you really don't want to do it. A person that just want to please everybody. A person that just got to be the life of the party. Sometimes that's natural, you're the life of the party. But then sometimes it's like you go in with this mentality that you really want everybody to just like you. You really want, everybody to just get along with you. And it's all a part of having something to prove, that trying to fill in a void that shouldn't even exist, but because there is something that you didn't address in your life at some point, now you feel like there's a void, and so you're constantly chasing different vices to fill this void, rather it be, drugs, women, men, drinking, all kinds of different vices that's really not beneficial to you, really is a time stiller from your life. I always talk about how the one thing in life we can never get back is time. And so I take time very, very seriously. I'm very careful as to who I spend my time with, who I give it to, what I spend it doing. And I have to have results. I'm sorry. I gotta be able to see something as far as what I did with my time. The new year is coming up, and how many of us can actually look at this current year and say you have accomplished something that you set out to do? Or how many of us can say that you even set a goal to do anything, or goals to do anything and achieve anything this year? Are you just going through life, just living day to day and just going to work and just, things like that? You have to ask yourself these things sometimes, like I said in my show, we have to look at ourselves and just start questioning ourselves, like, what am I doing? Why do I want to wear this outfit? Do I want to wear this outfit for me because I like it? Do I want to buy this outfit because I like it and it has a heavy price tag on it? Is it because I just like this outfit? I like the way this material feels. Or is it because when you go out and you go to this event, everybody's going to know what you have on and how much you paid for it? We have to start questioning ourselves as to why do we do the things we do? Are we doing it for us, or are we doing it for other people? A lot of times we live our lives for other people that don't even give a shit about us, And it's sad, but a lot of us can fall into that cycle when, again, you feel a void in your life. There's a part of you that feels a little empty because maybe you haven't accomplished things that you set out to do. Maybe you're at a certain age in your life and you can't believe that you're not further than what you planned to be at this age. I myself, I would have never thought that the things that happened to me throughout my life all the way up to this stage would have happened to me back when I started sewing straight out of high school. I had my life all mapped out. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get my boutique. I'm going to give me a building. I'm going to live on top and I'm going to have my boutique and I'm going to be this famous designer and, or either, with my music, I'm just going to be this famous artist and I'm going to just be platinum. And I had all of this stuff planned out. And even though I did both of them and I had slight success with both of them, it wasn't the success that I had in my head, And sometimes when it's not the success that we envision, we can start getting a little down on ourselves. And then we could start maybe accepting things in our lives, accepting people as a part of our lives that we never probably would have accepted if we just feel like we are fulfilled, if we feel like we are successful, we feel like, we really have accomplished what we set out to do. These are the things that when I say, who are you proving yourself to? I don't think that we take a look at ourselves from time to time just to have a little sit down and say, why am I actually doing this? Why am I going to this event when I really don't want to go? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to please people? Are you going because, you have something to prove? And even though maybe your money is a little tight, but you feel like if you don't show up to this event, people going to know that your money tight. Little things like that. And we are human. We're human. We all have emotions. We all have feelings. And sometimes we just don't know what to do with those feelings and those emotions. So therefore, we might have to, or feel that we need to get validation from dealing with a bunch of women, or dealing with a bunch of men, or spending a bunch of money, going shopping all the time, and having a bunch of materialistic things that you really don't need, buying the car that you really can't afford, getting a house that you really can't afford. All why? Because we're working to fill a void that if we just take the time out and sit down and think about it and trace, when did that void come in your life? When? At what point in your life did you start feeling that emptiness? Was it a relationship that didn't go right? Was it a failed business? Was it getting fired from your job? What was it? Was it your parents neglecting you? What was it? At what point did you start feeling this void in your life that you felt like you had to overindulge in things that's not beneficial to you, and things that are still in time out of your life are a big distraction? And that distraction can make you lose out on opportunities, on good people that can be beneficial in your life. This is what happens when we're so focused on proving ourselves, when we really don't have to. When you start to embrace who God created you to be, when you start to embrace your own uniqueness and stop worrying about everybody else around you, stop trying to run everybody else's race and doing what everybody else is doing and keeping up with the Joneses, as they say, having the latest sneakers and the latest name brand shoes, red bottoms and pocketbook and all of those things that, at the end of the day, they are not beneficial to you. They're not. It's okay to have nice things. It's okay to treat yourself. But just know, when you're treating yourself, that's what you're doing. You are treating yourself. You're not doing this thing, buying this thing, spending this money so that you can be the flyest thing in the party and you can walk in there and say, look at me, y'all, look at me. I'm doing the damn thing. When you're really not. When you're really not. When you really just spent your doggone rent money on the outfit, on the pocketbook. You just spent your mortgage money, your car note, on making yourself look a certain way that you think appeals to everybody else, that you think is camouflaging how you really feel. But yet, once you leave that party, that event, once you leave that bed, once you leave, that woman's, that man's house, the void is still there. So what do? You go out and get more women, more men. You go out and, befriend more people that you really don't care for, but you want to be around them because they're supposed to be the popular people. Just like in high school, In high school, that was the thing. I was always my own person. People always thought I was weird. I just always did my own thing. I'm sorry. I really wasn't into the whole fly life thing, and I wasn't into back in the 80s and the 90s when they was wearing the big bamboo earrings. I was doing costume jewelry back then before people knew what it was, and people thought I was weird. But I was a fashion person, so I was about expressing my individuality. You know what I mean? Which I'm so happy that I was like that, because everybody else was out trying to outdo each other. And it's still like that today as adults. people are constantly trying to outdo each other and wound up miserable at the end of the day, because some of us, I'll say, wind up getting in debt that we don't even have to be in. All because what? We're trying to prove ourselves. We're trying to prove our worth and our value outwardly instead of looking inwardly and healing whatever that void is that you are feeling. Just really being truthful with yourself, spending time with yourself, and maybe people that you know that you can actually talk to and that won't judge you. You know, sometimes that's what it's about. Sometimes you know in your heart who you can talk to and reach out to try to fill this whole thing out and work at, I work at my words, work at filling yourself out, letting somebody else hear what's on your heart, because sometimes when we have all these feelings locked inside of us and we have a void that we're feeling in our lives, sometimes it's best to share with somebody that you know really love you, really got your back, that's not judgmental, that's not going to share your business. And I know that's hard to find at times. I really don't be having nobody to share with, but I actually do. But different strokes for different folks. But you have to search your heart to figure out who you can connect with, that you can have a sit down and say, you know what, I just want to talk. I just need an ear. I just need to talk this out. Because sometimes that's all you need. It's just to talk it out. Sometimes you don't even need a person's feedback. But sometimes just talking a thing out, hearing yourself say it, will help you to discover the void, where it came from, and when it began. That's, I won't get myself plugged again, that's what my books are focused on, helping you to basically look at you and write stuff down and write it out. Because just like talking a thing out can help you kind of see, like, wow, I'm tripping. Writing things out and then coming back and looking at it the next day, the next week, the next month can make you start looking at your life and making you start discovering who you really are, or how you might have lost touch with your true essence, your true being. These are the things that, because life can become so busy, so distracting, so chaotic, these are the very important things that we lose sight of, that disconnects us from our true spirit, man, woman, that God has placed within us, within this shell. Because this is a shell. This outward appearance is just a shell that's carrying our true spirit. And no matter what you do to this outer appearance, no matter how much you dress it up, it doesn't matter. Your inner soul, inner spirit is still going to feel empty, still going to feel the void if you don't address it. That's what I'm talking about. So, this topic came about because of a real dear friend of mine, and we had a conversation. Well, actually, we kind of shared a couple little texts. It kind of came out on text, but, it's just like, I know this person very well, and I'm just like, I already knew it all along that they were filling a void and they were chasing life in a way to fill that void. But sometimes you can know things and you can, love a person, and you have to let them figure it out. Because a lot of times when we're on the outside looking in, we can see things that people can't see themselves. Like, I'm great at seeing the potential. That is my strength. That is one of my biggest gifts, and that's why I am your dream pusher. I am so good. God has blessed me with this gift to be able to pull the potential out of people, to be able to pull the gifts and the talents out of a person that they didn't even realize they had. And a lot of times it can be just through a conversation, a simple conversation with a person, a couple questions that I might ask a person, and I can just zero in like, you know what you'll be good at? You'll be good at this. You'll be good at, working with children. You'll be good at working with elderly people. You'll be good at, whatever it is that I'm feeling. My spirit just for some reason can just, I'm like one of those metal detectors. I could just detect the potential in somebody. Now I can detect it and I can, let them know about this. And I can also offer my encouragement and somewhat of my counsel to help them, at least go in that direction. But as they say, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. And I had to learn that, I can't want something more than someone else wants it for themselves. I used to get caught up in that all the time where I wanted something for someone because I saw it in them and I wanted it more than they did. People would say, oh yeah, they'd be hyped for that moment. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. And I see them next year or whatever and please, they never even started it. They just forgot all about it or whatever, So I had to learn that, people got to discover themselves. Only thing I can do is advise and guide and just, offer any of my wisdom that I've gained. I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all hear my cat. She want to come in here, but I already knew she was going to be whining and stuff, so sorry if you hear her. This is real. This is live, so hey. But nevertheless, I had to get to that point in my life that I'm like, oh, that's draining my energy because I'm more concerned about other people's gifts and talents than they are. Hence why I have this podcast show. This way, whoever wants to listen, whatever topic hits you, you get what you get out of it. If you choose to apply it to your life, great, awesome. And I pray before I do every show that, whatever the words that come out of my mouth helps people, encourages people, and gets you to the point that you want to transform your life, that you want to work at you want to work at your dreams and your visions and your goals, and you really want to pursue them. That's what it's all about. We're all blessed with these different gifts and these different talents, and one of mine just happened to be I like to talk. Everybody knows that I like to talk, and like my teacher used to always say, oh, your daughter's a good student, but she just talks a little too much. We got to work on that. But I was always excited about life. People that talk a lot, well, it depends on what they're talking about. They're not just always talking about themselves, bragging or whatever. And those are people that brag on themselves a lot and that's all they talk about is themselves. Those are people that have something to prove. So if you're one of those people that everywhere you go, it's just about you, you might want to check yourself and ask yourself why. Why do you have to prove yourself through conversation with people? Why do you have to tell people how valuable you are instead of just walking in your value, walking in your worth? Because when you know how valuable you are, when you know your worth, you don't have to say a thing. Let me tell you something. I'll Uber from time to time, and I've been a little under the weather for like 3 weeks. Actually, I was sick last week too, while I was getting the book together. But, didn't I lose my thought just that quick? Tell y'all, boy, this is a live show. But anyway, you just have to stop. Oh, that's what I want to say. Okay, came back. Thank God. So, like, when I go out to Uber, I'm picking up all types of people from so many different backgrounds, white, black, Puerto Rican, Indian, Chinese, Asian, whatever, so many different backgrounds, so many different industries, from politics to doggone horse trainers to computers people to just all kinds of people, real estate agents, all kinds of people that I pick up, rather it be from the airport, train, rather just be, they might have caught DUI, but that don't mean just because they caught a DUI that they just, just slumming it. Some people just go out and just don't know how to hold their liquor. So some of the, people that's really high up, I picked up and they had a DUI. I drive them up and they Benz just sitting right there. Nice old house, whatever. But, it happens. But nevertheless, I never feel like I have to prove myself. I just feel the person out when they get in, and the conversation starts from there. Like, I'll ask them how's their day and what they do. And for some reason, I'm always able to connect because I might have done what they, or been in that type of industry before, or maybe knew a friend that was in their industry, and therefore I'm able to have good conversations. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't just have conversations with just any old body. But that's one of my strengths. Why? Because I like to talk a lot. But I never have to prove my value. I just, I go out in my sweats and I'm just me. And the crazy thing is, I'm just me, and I always get my 5 stars. I don't ask them to give me 5 stars. I don't, none of that. I just be me and enjoy the conversation and, wish them well. And that's just that. Because that is one thing. I never felt like I had to prove myself on that level. If it's an industry they're into that I have no clue about, then the conversation changes to, oh, wow, that sounds interesting. Tell me about that. I want to learn because I want to gain more knowledge. I don't, work at taking over the conversation and letting them come to my side and show what I can do. I'm interested in what they do because I want to learn new things every day, because that's how you grow. So I don't have to prove myself when, the so-called thugged out guys get in the car, pants sagging or whatever. I don't even have to say a word, but how you doing? I have the same approach with everybody. And the guys that people would think would be, disrespectful are the ones that's sometimes the most respectful. They're like, yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm fine, ma'am. It's like, I don't have to say nothing. It's just the vibe, and this is what I'm saying about when you know who you are and when all of those so-called voids that you have in your life are fulfilled, then you really don't have to say nothing. You could just walk in a room and people already know, like, what was that? Like, what she got? It's something about her. It's something about him. Oh my gosh, look at the confidence. Look at and it's not like a obnoxious confidence. It's not like a egotistical confidence. It's just a self-worth, self-value confidence that just, the energy just comes off you and people know. People know without you even saying a word. So that's where we all should work at getting at if we're not there yet. And maybe you are there. Maybe you do know who you are. Maybe you do value yourself and you know your self-worth. But I can say for myself that every now and then you might slip up. Every now and then you might do something, or I don't know, go date somebody and be like, why the hell, what was on my mind? What was I going through that I dated that person, that thing, or whatever, Trust me, I've scratched my head a couple times. Like, what the hell was I thinking? But when we go through life, we're forever growing, and therefore we're forever figuring ourselves out. We're forever, learning who we are day to day. So it's okay that you get a little distraught from time to time. It's okay that you feel that so-called void from time to time. The thing is, don't stay in it. That's the thing. You got to recognize it. You got to face it. You got to look at it. And you got to ask it, why are you here? Seriously, why are you here in my life? What is it that I feel that I need to have fulfilled, and why? You have to do that with yourself from time to time, because life can just take control of us, and we just don't know one day to the next. We don't know if we're coming or going. All we doing is just, we living to pay the doggone financial commitments, to take care of the kids, to, take care of our spouse, to take care of maybe sometimes our moms, our dads that's now elderly, and, they need help. And we can get caught up and lose who we truly are. We can forget who we are. We can forget who we used to be. We can forget how fun we used to be. And walk through this time-space reality as someone else that we don't even know. Someone else that is constantly needing applause from everybody, needing attention from people that don't even deserve our time. A lot of times that's the case. We will seek attention and applause from people that don't even deserve our time. And that's some deep stuff, because again, as I said, you cannot get time back. So you have to value your time. And know that to take time out, to spend it with who is really important to you and what is really important to you. Take that time out, because tomorrow's not promised. As unfortunate as it is, it's not. So, running into my time, and I thank God I got through this, because all I was able to do was write the title down, because I was working on the book website, and that will be ready for y'all prayerfully next week. Working on it, and but for right now, you can go to Amazon.com and put in April Adionne Williams. Adionne, if you don't know how to spell my name, it should be on the descriptions and stuff, but if you don't, it's Adionne Williams. And the two books can come up. But better than that, I'll have the link in the description, and I have the links in other descriptions prior to this show too. So I've been working on keeping that link there for you guys. But I look forward to hearing from more you guys that has purchased the book, and I'm so glad that you all are enjoying the 90-day journal, and now you get to enjoy the workbook. As I said, it is a series, Visionary Dreamer's Life series, and they all go hand in hand. And if you are wanting to pursue your dreams, your visions, your goals, you are an entrepreneur, business person, or maybe you just want to get you together, it is for you. It's not just for adults, it's actually for teens too, teenagers too. So if you have a teenager that's like kind of lost and kind of, figuring out life, it'll be good for them. It'll definitely be good for them to take a part in the Visionary Dreamer's Journal and 90-Day Journal and the Transform Your Life, Discover Your Purpose workbook. So, I'm going to go, but as I said, think about it, y'all. Really think about it. Who are you proving yourself to? Or are you even trying to prove yourself to anybody? And if you're not, kudos to you. That's great, But if you are, Don't feel bad. Just sit down with your pen and your pad, get that 90-day journal, because you can write in it from day to day your feelings, your thoughts, and that's what it's all about, and get it out on paper. Or maybe go to the dollar store and get a composition book. But the 90-day journal, trust me, it's worth it. It got a lot of stuff in it. And start writing out your thoughts. Start, really rediscovering who you are. Let's say that. Sometimes it's not even rediscovering. Sometimes it's just discovering who you are for the first time. Nevertheless, take the time out. Invest in you. Take the time out for you. Stop saying, I don't have the time. I got to do this. No, you got the time to do everything else for everybody else. Make the time for yourself. Again, you can't get time back. Make the time for yourself. You are important. And again, as I always say, you are enough. And I am proud of you. Even though I don't see you, I know you are working day to day to be the best version of yourself. So for that, I am proud of you. If nobody else tells you, you're doing the best you can do, with what you have, I'm proud of you. Seriously, take those words, eat them up. Feel what I'm saying to you. You are enough, and I am proud of you. And you continue to do the damn thing the best way you can, because you are extraordinary. You are really and truly extraordinary. God took the time out to make you unique. Walk in your uniqueness and stop trying to prove yourself to people. Stop walking out of your comfort zone to prove yourself to people. Stop running someone else's race and run your own. Make your own lane. Don't be scared to be different. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace being different. Because us different people, we carve new lanes in this world. Us visionary dreamers, we are the people that create the future for generations to come. Remember that. So when people don't get you, they don't understand you, don't worry about it. Then those are the people that you can't conversate like that with when you are talking about your dreams and your visions. That's all you take from that. Love them from afar, but just don't share your dreams and your visions with them. Because that's who God created us to be. We all play a part in this world, in this time, space, reality, and we all have something to add. Don't you ever think you don't have something to add. You're probably already adding it, but you just don't recognize it. So, this is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit, y'all. And you are listening to Chronicles-of-Livin-podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. Us extraordinary folk doing the damn thing the best way we can, and you continue until you see the results that you want to see in your life. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Okay? Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chronicles-of-livin-podcast. Until next time, this is Adionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.